Brand new at 6 tonight, the Spokane County Sheriff's Sergeant, who was fired last month, is now seeking millions of dollars from Spokane County. Sergeant Jeff Thurman was fired last month. During a press conference, Sheriff Ozzie Knezovich said that Thurman was investigated for using racial slurs and that during the course of that investigation, a female deputy claimed Thurman had sexually harassed her. Those claims are based on an internal investigation, which has not yet been made public. Thurman denies both accusations, and in his claim, he demands $12.5 million. He says the details in that report will back him up. Sheriff Ozzie Knezovich disagrees. Caroline Rourke is tracking these new developments tonight. She shares what exactly is in that claim. Caroline.
Aaron, Thurman says that Sheriff Knezovich misrepresented information from an investigative report to paint him as a liar, a racist, and as someone who sexually harassed women. The sheriff says the information in that report, which again has not been made public, will speak for itself.
It's in here, folks. I hope that the plaintiff's attorney at least read the file before she wrote this.
When the sheriff says it's in here, he means testimony from witnesses that Jeffrey Thurman used racial slurs and sexually harassed a female deputy. Those were the reasons the sheriff gave for terminating Thurman last month. But in a claim filed yesterday, Thurman says that the sheriff defamed him and that his statements were a blatantly false characterization of what's in the investigative report and of Thurman's record of behavior during his time at the sheriff's office.
There were concerns that were brought to our attention. We looked into the concerns and we found that some were sustained, some were not sustained.
The claim states that the person who reported Thurman for using a racial slur couldn't provide an exact date on which Thurman is supposed to have said it. And that's true. But the sheriff says no one ever specifically said it didn't happen.
He doesn't quite recall that conversation, but when asked, have you ever heard this before? And he said, yes. He uses it quite often, especially when he's angry. He uses the N-word.
He told us that what he said at that press conference in June came straight from the report, which will be made public once it has been redacted.
I spoke to the facts of the case. I showed you the facts of the case. The things I said are not my words in this, folks. They're in the deputies and the witnesses and the complainant and Mr. Thurman's own words. That's how we ended up where we are.
The county has 60 days to respond to that claim. If they don't, Thurman can then file a lawsuit. Jeffrey Thurman has appealed his termination to the Civil Service Commission, who could give him his job back. The sheriff says a civil service hearing will be held in 2 to 3 months. Aaron.
Thank you, Caroline.